Well, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the GI Justin channel on this lovely Friday afternoon. Amazing stories for you today. I've got two of them that are pretty crazy, and I think we'll start with the less crazy one today. It turns out that there is something our federal government has known about and done absolutely nothing about. And it is something that is actually allowing Americans to poison themselves because there's money to be made. And basically, what I have uncovered, there is a chemical, basically in Splenda, that I read about in this article. You know, Splenda is one of the alternatives to sugar that has been around for a while now. And tons of people use it in their coffee, tons of people use it. They use it in different sodas, different beverages, different foods as an alternative to sugar that was supposed to be better for you than straight up regular raw sugar. And that chemical is called sucralose. And it turns out sucralose is something the government has known about is very, very bad for you. The research that has recently been done shows that this sucralose is metabolized into your stomach and can actually damage your DNA, causing serious, serious health problems and health risks to the point that the World Health Organization has come out and said maybe the world needs to take a second look at the safety concerns related to sucralose, also known as Splenda. Furthermore, this sucralose can leach through the lining of your stomach into your bloodstream, causing further issues. It can basically assist in leading to heart disease and diabetes because of its chemical makeup and the way your body has to deal with it. Basically, it causes your cells to become inflamed and stressed, and can actually lead to your body's inability to deal with cancer cells. So it'll actually jump in and stop your body from fighting off cells that are irregular that cause cancer. Again, this is an ingredient that is used in tons of household consumed items. And the thing that I find the most troubling about it is, other than causing heart disease, it looks like, according to the World Health Organization, could be a carcinogen itself. It could be a cancer causing agent that is leading people to having more problems. And I think the scary thing there is how prevalent and widespread it is. You know, go to the the coffee bar in your office, or a coffee restaurant, whatever, Starbucks, wherever it is that you consume your coffee at, and have a look. Chances are pretty darn good you're going to see Splenda or a sucralose derivative there. And it turns out, if you're using it, what you're actually doing is slowly poisoning yourself, and our government knows about it and hasn't done anything yet, to the point the World Health Organization, like I said, is coming out and saying, hey, you guys might want to take another look at this. It appears this thing causes cancer, and at the bare minimum, increases the likelihood of cancer and the likelihood of diabetes and heart disease. That is a serious problem, especially if you're someone who is already prone to heart disease, diabetes, or cancer in your family. Now, you're thinking, here I am taking the steps I need to take to decrease the chances of having diabetes by over consuming sugar. And in reality, this stuff is passing through the lining of your stomach and actually making diabetes and cancer more likely. So, first off, if you are consuming Splenda, throw her out. Go back to good old-fashioned God-intended sugar. Turns out it's better for you. Secondly, government needs to do something about this. If the World Health Organization is coming out saying you might want to take a look at it, maybe we should take a look at it. So that is story number one that I have for you guys today. Story number two, and obviously the bigger story in my opinion, the indictment of former President Donald Trump has just been released, and he's facing a lot of counts of bad behavior, it appears. So it turns out he is facing 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information. And they're basically calling it uh, basically violating the National Espionage Act, because part of the problem here, and it's, you know, say what you will either positively or negatively about Donald Trump, he is a bombastic, outspoken is not even the word, individual. And there are apparently two instances where they have recordings of him either talking about or showing classified information to people who were not classified and vetted to see it. The problem here is that is absolutely illegal. If you're his defense team, and he kind of came out and said, "Hey, I could declassify it if I wanted to. I'm the president, but at the time I didn't do that." Unfortunately, that defense, in my opinion, doesn't hold merit. One of the things that they explain to you when you get a clearance is you have to be very careful with how things are classified, what you do with the things that are classified, and where they're stored. And it appears that at Mar-a-Lago, he had classified documents in his bathroom, in his bedroom, basically in every room of his mansion. There were classified documents just kind of left on the counter. And unfortunately, I think these 31 counts may hold some merit because it just can't be done that way. It is not something, according to the legal articles that I've read, that could keep him from running for president again here shortly. However, some of these counts he's facing 7 counts of mishandling classified documents and obstruction and conspiracy of basically withholding the information and keeping federal agents from doing their job. It looks like with this retention of national defense information, he basically was boasting to people about his ability to have and hold classified documents at his leisure. If you are a average soldier and you possess a piece of classified information at your house, you are most likely facing several years in prison if that classified information is found in your possession. Just mishandling classified information. Say you have a document marked secret sitting on your desk in an unclassified area, can result in fines and jail time. So I'm not sure how he gets around all of this, especially if they have recordings. His voice is pretty darn specific, and if they indict him on these, I think he's got a good defense team. He's been in and out of court quite a bit in his life, but this is a situation that I think will be very curious to see what their defense for him is. He, in a lot of ways, I think, is misinformed with a lot of the things that happen. When it came to the January 6th, whatever you want to call it, March in Washington, insurrection, I will not get into that debate with you. But a lot of the things that he wanted, like Mike Pence to overturn the election, and these things are constitutionally not possible. And if you want to get a deep dive on that, Dan Crenshaw, who is a congressman from Texas, had a constitutional scholar on his podcast, and they broke down the entire January 6th incident and talked about the legality of what was going on and what the president was telling his supporters to do. Much smarter than me. I'm just a soldier. I don't have a constitutional science background like this guy does. But I think that's one of the things that is going to kind of play into this here, is the concern that in a lot of ways his nature as a person kind of plays out in this and is not a great look for him, especially when it comes to him running for president again. And his ability to polarize the party and get enough Republicans and enough voters of the independent variety to vote for him to outdo whoever will be the likely candidate for the Democrats. Of course, he has come out saying he's completely innocent and that it is a witch hunt to keep him from running in 2024, that basically the Democrats see him as a major threat, so they're going to try to knock him out before he can ever get to the podium. I think from looking at, I've read the indictment and looking at it, unfortunately for him, I think there is some merit behind what they're saying, especially with these tapes that basically show he was showing classified information to people who were not in a position to view it. It's going to be an uphill battle for him, I think, but we will see where it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel today. Stop taking Splenda. Apparently, it causes cancer and it's terrible for your body. And I want to thank you guys for making the channel successful so far. If you haven't subscribed already, huge for me. Go ahead and do that. Even if you don't ever watch another video, bam, hit it. It's going to be right there, a little circle. That's a helicopter. It was me in Afghanistan. Make it happen. You guys have an awesome weekend. I think I may do a live video this weekend just for fun. Answer some questions. So if you guys have questions for me from watching videos or from anything going on in the world, throw them in the comments to this video and I'll answer them on the live, or you can hop on the live and I'll answer them on the spot. So thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day.